So here's another video share of my self-love journey. A couple of weeks ago I did the sand tray. I didn't really feel I could post much because there wasn't a whole lot I could say about it, but I just set up objects in the sand tray and we connect with this sand tray world and what object is standing out first, and then we go from there. And it was just like some of the objects couldn't move, other objects were angry, and then others were trying to help the rest of the objects. And so it was just like going back and forth and moving and things. And when I was letting go of things, parts in this world were able to move too. Like the main object I connected with really felt like inner child, and she was facing the corner and couldn't turn around at first. And then at the end she was able to move and even connect with some of the other objects, and some of the objects that seemed like exiled parts were feeling a little more involved in this sand world. And so when my therapist asked how I was feeling afterwards, I could feel that a lot was surfacing, and this was just the beginning. So the next couple days it was pretty rough, and yeah, a lot of emotions surfaced. That tends to happen with me, and I want so badly to improve myself and love myself that I'm willing to go through the kind of aftershock of therapy where a lot of emotions can arise. And so I'm still doing it. So yeah, that's it for the sand tray. Not a whole lot to be said. And then a few weeks later, because there was a little vacation in between, I worked with a therapist with the IFS again, and it was feeling like inner child needed to speak, and it had to do with fear. So we started there, and I connect with my inner child, and I instantly am seeing imagery in my mind's eye, and she is showing me rubbing a flower into the concrete and like drawing a picture. And it brought back a memory that I completely forgot about, that I did that with dandelions, where I would do that in the concrete, make pictures, and even my siblings and I would do it on our arms. And so it just kind of brought a fun memory back. And anyway, she then showed me, she was on the ground and she grabbed a worm and pulled it apart, and I didn't understand what that meant, so we just kept going. And she was showing me that she had this fear, and the fear was getting bigger and bigger. It was like this black energy, and then it turned like to this burnt orange and filled the ground and looked kind of slimy, sludgy. And she was like not wanting to even go near it. And so my therapist asked, well, what can we do to help you feel better about this? And she chose to have grass. So grass underneath this orange stuff, and then she wasn't afraid. So she grabbed some magnifying glass, and we're looking, and it's like a bird's eye view, and we're seeing this tiny person waving for help in a sailboat. She's like, okay, that's where we need to go. So then she takes me to this other place in the yard where there's this latch in the ground. We climb down into this cave area, and she lights a match, and I start feeling afraid, and I'm like, I'm feeling it, but my inner child isn't. So another part of me comes through and is like, this is a fear you're ready to release. And so just as soon as I imagine this fear leaving, I feel it leave my body, and then I can go for it and I don't feel afraid. And so we walk a little further, and there's light and there's vines, and we walk into this foresty area, and she has me sit in the meadow and wait. And soon as like we feel, well, I'm feeling this and she's sitting with me, but I'm feeling this other child part like peeking around a tree, but kind of afraid to come out. So with my therapist's help, she asks the questions that helps coax her out. And then this other part of me that I was like feeling in my back came forward. It was so angry at this part and concerned about what she was going to say, because this part was fearful and saying she cannot do that again. And so when we asked this part what she did, she first apologized to the other part. I'm sorry I did this, but she said I hurt myself, and then she said she like killed herself, but this is more metaphorical because it's an exiled part of me, right? So she was showing me that a lot of self-hate built up of that. She just couldn't take it anymore, and she opted out. And so that's part of me that I just like, I couldn't even face. So we did a lot of healing there. It was summer solstice last Wednesday, and so I didn't realize this until after, but she wanted to connect with the sun to clear out all the energies, and so that's what took place. And I felt a lot leaving, and then the other inner child that brought me to this place was showing me the image of the worm again, and she's showing me these two pieces, and she's putting the pieces together, and she's saying, you need to be made whole. So showing me that this exiled part needed to be integrated back into me and not away from me. And so, and we did that practice where just like imagining all of me coming in, and I felt her in my heart. And then after that, we went back to the place where that orange sludge was, and she was showing me another piece of fear, and that one was connected to a baby me. And there was like this part of me, protector part, that was showing itself like as if it was a tree and holding this baby part, like trying to push away whatever was coming at this baby. But I wasn't able to see what it was that was coming at the baby, and we were running out of time with therapy, so we just asked where the baby could go to be safe until our next therapy, and baby chose my womb. And so it was really cool because I actually felt the sensation happen when it's like me allowing the baby part of me be in my womb. So that was neat. Yeah, so that's kind of where we left off, and we're gonna start up with that again with our next therapy. Yeah, other than that, it's like I'm still doing my own work on a daily basis. Like I'm doing meditating and clearing my energy and just seeing what I need to do myself too, because I'm a lot of self-healing as well. So yeah. Oh yeah, and also with that therapy more came up after. I was pretty emotional the next 2 days. It was a little harder, but I feel like each time I do more and address more and accept more of me, I feel like I'm getting lighter. I feel like less density is holding me down, and there are still days that are a little more of a struggle than other days, but and I'm also working with medical cannabis that since April, and that's actually been helping with the pain and boosting my mood as well. And I just do very little, and it's really helped me work through the hard and heavy. So yeah, it's I feel like I am improving, even though it's not always. It's better than it was, where it was most days it was bad and I'd have a good day. Now it's most days are good and I have a bad day. So I'm really grateful for that. And yeah, I'm feeling like I'm starting to enjoy life more too. So I'm excited about that as well. Anyway, thanks all for watching, and I will do the next video soon.